I'm doing something today that's completely out of character. I'm making a really dainty, delicate necklace. Now, if you know me, you know I love big, bulky necklaces, chunky things. And today I'm going so far away from that, I'm making something really tiny. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Carol, and on this channel I show you how easy it is to make your own jewellery. So let's have a look at what we're going to make, and then I'll walk you step by step through the process and tell you all about the things that you need. What I have in front of me is a piece of chain 55 centimeters long. Now don't worry, I'll leave links in the description box below to everything you'll need, so you won't need to worry about remembering this. This one has a 5 by 3.5 millimeter link, but that's not really essential for this project. I also have a lobster clasp, a 12 millimeter lobster clasp. I've got a little chain dangle that goes on the end of the extender. I have 9 5 centimeter head pins. I've got 2 4mm jump rings, 1 6mm jump ring, and I've got these beautiful glass pearl teardrops which just want to run away everywhere. These ones are 9 by 7, so they're still quite small. I also have 5 of these 6 by 8 rondelles, and these ones are faceted, and a couple of them have an AB finish as well, so they're nice and sparkly. Now these are in different colours, and as I said, I'll leave links below, but you could use them all in the same colour if you wanted to. In terms of tools, you will need a pair of flush cutters, you'll need a pair of round nose pliers, and you will need 2 pairs of chain nose pliers. You'll also need a ruler. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is cut our chain. It might help if I have my glasses on. Alright, so we're going to cut a piece of chain off the end of this 5 centimeters long, and that will form the extender. So I'm taking my ruler and I'm going to measure 5 centimeters from the end of the chain, just like that, and I'm going to cut that link. So picking it up with my flush cutters like that, and I'm going to cut that link. Now make sure you cover it so it doesn't fly away. So now you have 2 pieces of chain, one 5 centimeters long, and just get rid of the chain, the link that you cut, and one 50 centimeters long. So we're going to work on the 50 centimeter piece first. Let's pop that out of the way, and I'll move some of my supplies and these particularly rolly beads out of the way. All right, I don't need my ruler anymore. So I'm going to find the center of my chain first. I'm just going to do that by holding the ends together and pulling down. So that's my center link there. First of all, I'm going to create my center dangle, and I'm going to do that with my green bead here. So to do that, I'm taking my head pin and feeding on the bead. Then I'm going to take my pliers and hold the head pin in the pliers at the top of the bead. Then I'm going to push with my thumb to bend the wire over at right angles, just like that. Now I'm going to take my round nose pliers, and notice that I have swung the wire around so the pointy end is now facing me, and I'm going to push, hold it in my jaws of my pliers here, and I'm going to push around and down so that it's like this. Then I'm going to just loosen my grip, readjust the pliers, and pull it all the way around so that it's at a right angle to the wire coming out of the bead. Now what I want to do before I do my wire wrapping is I want to put on the link of my chain, and if you don't do it here you'll have to start again. So I'm going to take the end link there with my head pin and just thread my head pin through, and I'm going to wiggle it until it comes through to the loop. Now sometimes it doesn't wiggle quite so easy, so you might have to open that just a little bit to get it through. And if you do that, you'll just take your pliers and give it a squeeze closed again. Now I'm going to hold the loop in my pliers and grab my other pair of chain nose pliers, and I'm going to wrap this piece of wire around the wire coming out of the bead several times. Now just taking the end in my other pliers and just round and round. Now with these ones, with the rondelles, I actually wanted to get my last wrap to be a little looser, so that it kind of sits over the edge of the bead. Now I'm going to take my my cutters, and using the flush side I'm going to get right into the as close as I can and cut off the end. And now you can see I've got an end sticking out, so taking my pliers, just going to tuck it in a little bit so that it's not sticking out and won't poke me when I wear this necklace. And just feel it with your finger to make sure it's nicely tucked in. If need be, tuck it a little more. Okay, so that's what I have now. There's my first dangle. Now I'm going to make my second dangle with one of my pearls. So same process, just now. I should say these pearls have quite small holes, and so you may have to wiggle your bead a bit to get it on. Alright, same process, hold it, bend your wire, flip it around. Now if you haven't made a wire wrapped loop before, I will leave a link in the description below, as well as a card up the top for how to make a wire wrapped loop. When I get to this stage where I've got my loop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to count 8 links, so making sure I get it on the right one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to attach it to the bottom of my 9th link. Now you need to make sure that you do attach it to the bottom, otherwise you'll have some going one way and some going the other. So once again, just give it a wiggle to get it through that little place where the wire crosses. Okay, so that's what I have now, and I'm just going to test that and make sure that it's hanging the right way, which if you have a look you can see it is. If it wasn't, it would be wanting to face this way. Alright, so taking my pliers and just wire wrapping that loop again. This one I'm only going to do 2 wraps, and I want them to be nice and tight and well stacked. If you're new to wire wrapping, it doesn't really matter if they're not super neat. It's really just a practice thing. The more you practice, the better you get at it. Alright, trimming off my wire here. And tucking in my end, just like before. Okay, so there you go, and I can see my little end is still sticking out, so I'm going to give it another squeeze. So that's what I have now, and I'm going to add another of the pearls on the other side, so adding it on the 9th link again. That's what I have now. Now I'm going to alternate another faceted rondelle, another pearl, and another faceted rondelle, and I'll come back when I've done that. There's my necklace with all its beautiful dangles. Now I'm going to show you how to put the clasp on. Now when you put a clasp on, remember that if you're right-handed, you'll want the clasp on the right, and if you're left-handed, you'll want it on the left. So I'm going to take a 4mm jump ring and my 2 pairs of chain nose pliers, and I'm just going to open my jump ring. If you haven't used jump rings before, I will leave a link in the description box below for a video I did all about jump rings, and you can watch up on that. So when I've opened it, I'm going to just pop it onto my right hand side and also my clasp. And then I'm going to close the junk ring. I like to use a 4mm when I'm putting on a clasp. I just think it looks a little neater, but you could use a 6mm here if you wanted. That's my clasp attached. And next I'm going to just put on my extender and my jump ring. So the first thing I'm going to do is make my extender. So I'll take my 4mm, my little piece of chain, just move that out of the way for a minute. So opening my 4mm jump ring, just the same way as I did before, popping on the chain and my little dangle, whoops, and closing it up. Now you do want to make sure that it's really well closed. So that's what I have now. There's my little extender. And all I need to do now is use my jump ring to attach it to my necklace. So there's my 6mm jump ring. Just opening it up, attaching my chain and the other end of my necklace. There we go, and closing up the jump ring. Once again, make sure it's nice and well closed so it doesn't fall off. So there's my necklace with its extender, and all you need to do is do it up. There you go, one dainty drop necklace. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, remember to subscribe, like the video and ring the bell. That way it helps my channel grow and it helps me to be able to continue to bring you more videos. If you're keen to make any of the jewellery that I'm wearing today, I did a tutorial for this necklace, which I will leave a link in the description box below. The earrings that I'm wearing use the same technique that I used to make my Valentine's earrings, so you could probably make them up from that video. And the bracelet is just a memory wire bracelet that I made, gosh, years ago. Remember to check out our Facebook page and our Instagram, because sometimes we post there and we don't always post videos, so there's always competitions running, that type of thing, so check it out. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic day.